Hi, I'm Doug Bodock, and in this lesson, I'm going to get you started on playing classical guitar. Classical guitar is played on a nylon string acoustic and involves plucking the strings with the right hand fingers as opposed to playing with a pick. This will allow you to play both a melody and an accompaniment at the same time. There are a few formalities that differ from playing a standard guitar, so let's discuss these first. The first thing you might notice is how we sit and hold the classical guitar. You'll want to sit on the edge of your chair and either use a footstool or a guitar support, resting the instrument on the left leg. Here's the proper posture using a footstool. I prefer using a guitar support to really lock my position in. This puts the guitar in the optimum playing position. If you're used to playing with the guitar resting on your right leg, this new position will take some getting used to. As far as the left-hand position goes, there really is no difference between standard guitar and classical guitar, except for maybe an emphasis to really play with the left-hand fingertips, since we'll need to sustain notes while having other strings ring clearly. Right hand, however, is where we notice a big difference. But before we take a look at right hand position, let's discuss how we label the right hand fingers. Since we use numbers for the left hand, we opt to use letters on the right so the two-hand fingerings don't get mixed up. The letters we use for the right hand are P, I, M, and A for the thumb, index, middle, and ring fingers. These come from the Spanish names for the fingers: pulgar for thumb, indicio for index, medio for middle, and annular for ring. Now that we know how the fingers are labeled, let's take a look at a right hand position. Notice how we position the right hand. Arch wrist with curved fingertips. Your wrist should be elevated a few inches from the guitar's top. If you choose to play with the fingernails, which is the accepted way to play classical guitar, your nails should be just a bit longer than your fingertips. Take some time to file your nails and make sure they're smooth. It's still possible to play without using the fingernails, but your tone will suffer. So now let's talk about how we pluck the strings. There are two types of right-hand strokes in classical guitar: rest stroke and free stroke. A rest stroke is simply where, after plucking the string with a somewhat downward motion into the guitar, our finger comes to rest on the next string. To achieve the best tone, you want to pluck slightly across the string. Experiment with alternating the fingers. Try IM, MA, and IA. Here's a popular melody played all rest strokes, Beethoven's Ode to Joy. 1, 2, 3, 4. The basic movements of the free stroke are similar to the rest stroke, except in the final phase. Instead of coming to rest, the finger just clears the adjacent string and stops in the air above it. Now let's try our same Beethoven melody, only this time using all free strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can also do both free strokes and rest strokes with the thumb. Or a free stroke. You may be asking yourself why we need these two different strokes. Well, as I'm sure you could tell, they do produce a different tone. The rest stroke is more full-bodied and would be used whenever a melody stands alone, giving it a richer tone. The free stroke will generally be used when combining melody and bass notes, since we wouldn't want to dampen any ringing strings by using a rest stroke. Now let's try a melody using just free strokes with the thumb. 1, 2, 3. Here it is again. Watch my thumb. 1, 2, 3. The real magic of the classical guitar happens when we play a bass line along with a melody, giving the illusion of two guitars playing at once. You want to make sure that the thumb and fingers play the notes at the same time. Here's a quick exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here it is again. Watch my picking hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, let's add some bass notes to our Beethoven melody. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that's it for this lesson. I hope you enjoyed the introduction to classical guitar.